add volume and texture to the lion's mane, I decided to use a loop stitch. I had never knitted a loop stitch before, and after watching some YouTube videos, I realised there were many different ways of doing this stitch. But the way I'm about to demonstrate is the way that I've found the easiest, especially when using eyelash yarn. For the purpose of this demonstration, I am using double knitting yarn as it's much easier to see the stitches like so. So you begin by knitting the first stitch, like so. Then you knit into the next stitch. Before taking this stitch off the needle, you need to bring the yarn forward, wrap it around your thumb like so. At this point you can adjust the length of the loop by allowing more yarn or making the yarn shorter. So the length of the loop really is up to you, but for the lion's mane this is approximately the length that I would recommend. So the width of your thumb and possibly an extra centimetre, like so. Then you go back into this stitch here, knit that stitch, and then you need to pass this stitch over this one to secure the loop like so, and then pull the yarn tight, and there you have the loop stitch. So you knit the next stitch, because the loop stitch you alternate, knit, loop, knit, and now we do the next loop stitch. So once again you knit into the stitch like so. Before taking this stitch off the needle, you need to bring the yarn forward, wrap it around your thumb like so, then knit into this stitch, and once again pass this stitch over to secure the loop, and then knit the next stitch. And so through, bring the yarn forward around the thumb like so, adjusting the length of the loop if needs be, knit and pass this stitch over that one there. So you continue to the end of the row, looping one, knitting one, looping one, knitting one, looping one, and knitting one. So I've completed the loop row, so now you need to turn the work around and purl like so, all the way to the end of the row. So I have now completed the purl row, and this is the back of the work, and as you can see there is quite a nice knotted texture. So we now need to turn the work again and do the next row of loop stitch. So that the loops are evenly spaced, you have to alternate between the rows. So on this next row we're going to knit the first two stitches and begin the first loop stitch on the third stitch. So knit the first two stitches like so, and now we do the first loop stitch. So in, knit, bring the yarn forward, wrap it around the thumb, adjusting the length of the yarn like so, knit and bring the stitch over the first stitch like so. So knit the next stitch and then the loop stitch once more. So knit, bring the yarn forward around the thumb, adjusting the length of the yarn, knit and bring the stitch over like so, and then you just complete the row. I have now completed the row, and as you can see, the loopy stitch really is a lovely plush stitch which adds lots of texture and volume to the knitting. However, for the lion's mane, I really would recommend using an eyelash yarn, as it really does help to add lots of volume and texture to the mane. But please don't be daunted, as with a little patience and a little practice, the loopy stitch really isn't as complicated as it may first seem. Thank you.